In this video, we're going to do a series of revision exercises on multiplication and division. Please have paper and pen ready. Do not use a calculator for any of these questions, and make sure that you do each question fully before continuing the video to find out the answers. Pause the video to do these questions and press play once you're ready. Please now mark your work. 3 times 6 is 18. 8 times 5 is 40. 9 times 4 is 36. 12 times 6 is 72. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 36 divided by 9 is 4. 44 divided by 11 is 4. And 32 divided by 8 is also 4. If you found any of those times table questions difficult, if you got any of them wrong, please go on Times Table Rockstars and practice, practice, practice. Please pause the video to do these questions and press play once you're done. Here are the work solutions for these questions. For question A, we're doing 4,064 divided by 2. So the number at the start goes inside the bus stop. So 2 into 4,064. What's 2 into 4? Say your answer to the video. It's 2. 2 into 0. 0. 2 into 6. 3. 2 into 4 is 2. So you should have got 2,032. Let's do the same thing with 7,104 divided by 3. Which number goes inside the bus stop? Say your answer to the video. 7,104 should go inside the bus stop. We're doing that divided by 3. 3 into 7 is 2, remainder 1. 3 into 11 is 3, remainder 2. 3 into 20 is 6, remainder 2. And 3 into 24 is 8. So you should have got 2,368. Please pause the video to do these questions. Press play once you're ready. So for the first question, we have 80 times something is 8,000. Now, if you look at this number 8,000, it's got 80 with an extra 2 zeros. What number must we have multiplied 80 by to have added 2 zeros to it? Say your answer to the video. Hopefully you've said that we should have multiplied 80 by 100 to get 8,000. Let's look at this one now. 90,002 times something is 90,002,000. So if we have a look at this number here, it's made up of 90,002 with an extra 3 zeros. If it's got an extra 3 zeros on it, what must it have been multiplied by? Say your answer to the video. It must have been multiplied by 1,000. The next one, 9.079 times something is 90.79. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at one digit and see where it's ended up. So I'm going to just take this first digit here, the 9. I'm going to ask myself, what's happened to that 9? Well, at the moment, what place value is this 9 in? Say your answer to the video. Hopefully you've said it's 9 units. Now the 9 moves to here. What is that 9? What place value is that 9 in? Hopefully you've said that that 9 is in the tens. So if we've got 9 units and it's now 9 tens, what must it have been multiplied by? Say your answer to the video. It must have been multiplied by 10. If you'd done that with any other digits, you would have found the same thing. So for example, this 0 was 0 tenths and it became 0 units, which means it must have been multiplied by 10. or this 7 was 7/100ths, and it became 7/10ths, so it must have been multiplied by 10. Finally, we have 0.0094 multiplied by something equals 0.94. So let's do the same method. Let's just choose one digit. Let's choose this 9 here. This 9 is currently in what place value? Say your answer to the video. It's in the thousandths column, so it's 9/1000ths. Where does it end up? Say your answer to the video. It's now in the tenths column. If it's moved from the thousandths to the tenths, what must it have been multiplied by? Say your answer to the video. Hopefully you've said that it should have been multiplied by 100, because multiplying by 100 moves each digit up 2 place values. Remember, if you multiply a number by 10, each digit moves up 1 place value. If you multiply a number by 100, each digit moves up 2 place values. If you multiply a number by 1,000, each digit moves up 3 place values, etc. Pause the video to do this question and press play once you're done. For question 4a, which number goes inside the bus stop? Say your answer to the video. Hopefully you've said that 689 goes inside the bus stop. We have 4 outside. 4 into 6 is 1, remainder 2. 4 into 28 is 7. 4 into 9 goes twice, remainder 1. We have 2 choices of what to do with that 1. We can either put that 1 above the 4 to make 172.25, or we could leave our answer as a decimal. Now, to leave our answer as a decimal, we do things slightly differently. So all the first steps are the same, but now that remainder 1, we put an extra decimal point. Remember to put it inside the bus stop and in your answer. We add a 0 and we put that remainder 1 over here. 4 into 10 goes twice, remainder 2, make an extra 0, and 4 into 20 is 5. Both of those answers are acceptable. 172.25 and 172.25 are both the same thing. Let's do example B now. If you got question A wrong, I would recommend that you pause the video and try question B again. Once you're ready, press play. So for the second question here, question B, what number goes inside the bus stop? Say your answer to the video. The number that goes inside the bus stop here is 6,091. We're going to divide it by 8. Let's go for it. 8 into 6 is 0. 8 into 60 goes 7 times, because 8 times 7 is 56. So then we have a remainder 4 to get from 56 up to 60. 8 into 49 goes 6 times, because 8 times 6 is 48. We then have a remainder 1 to get up to 49. 8 into 11 is 1, remainder 3. If I want to leave my answer as a fraction, what do I do with that 3? Say your answer to the video now. Hopefully you've said that you put the 3 over the 8 to make 761 and 3/8. Let's do the same thing now, but leaving our answer as a decimal instead. So 8 into 60 is 7, remainder 4. 8 into 49 is 6, remainder 1. 8 into 11 is 1, remainder 3. So if I want to leave my answer as a decimal, what do I do with the remainder 3 this time? Say your answer to the video. Hopefully you've said something along the lines of the fact that we add a decimal point and we add a 0 and we put the remainder 3 before the 0. 8 into 30 goes 3 times, because 8 times 3 is 24. We then have a remainder 6. What do I now need to add? Say your answer to the video. I add another 0. 8 into 60 goes 7 times, because 8 times 7 is 56. The remainder is 4. And finally, 8 into 40 is 5. So you get the answer 761.375. Each of those answers is correct and acceptable. Pause the video to do these questions and press play once you're ready. So for question A, we're going to do gelosia. So I'm going to make 2 by 2 grid. I'm going to put 42 here, 19 here, and then I'm going to put the diagonals. You're going to do the times tables with me. What's 2 times 1? 2. What's 2 times 9? 18. What's 4 times 1? 4. And what's 4 times 9? 36. Now let's add the diagonals. 8 is just 8. What is 2 plus 1 plus 6? Say your answer to the video. Should have said 9. What's 0 plus 4 plus 3? Should have said 7. And the 0 is just a 0, which means our final answer is 798. I'm writing my final answer underneath because leaving the 798 inside the gelosia, it's not very clear. So I write out my final answer, and I also like to underline it so you can be clear what the answer is. If you got that one wrong, I recommend that you pause the video to try question B again and then press play once you're ready. So for question B, this one has a decimal point, but we don't need to worry about that decimal point until the end. So I make the grid, put the diagonals in. I add my 8.8 up here. The decimal point does not need its own box. It just goes on the line. And I put 26 over here. You could put them the other way around. You could put the 26 on the top and the 8.8 down the side. Both work. Let's now do the multiplications together. Say your answers to the video. What's 8 times 2? You should have said 16. What's 8 times 6? You should have said 48. What's 8 times 2? Should have said 16. And what's 8 times 6? Hopefully you said quicker this time, 48. What do we do next? Say your answer to the video. We add the diagonals. Let's do that together. We have 8 in the first, so that's just 8. What's 6 plus 4 plus 8? You should have said 18. So which number do we put here? What number do we put over here? So we put the 8 here, and we carry the 1. Add up the next diagonal now, please. Say your answer to the video. The next diagonal adds up to 12, so we put the 2 here and we carry the 1. And what's 1 plus 1? Hopefully you said very quickly 2. Now we're not finished. We need to work out where the decimal point goes. So to do that, we need to go down from the decimal point on the top and left from the decimal point on the right. But where is the decimal point on the number 26? Say to the video where you think the decimal point is on the number 26. Hopefully you've said that the decimal point is after the number. What we then do is we go down from this decimal point, we go left from this decimal point, and where they meet, we go down that diagonal. That's where the decimal point goes, which means the final answer is 228.8. I'm writing it out separately. I'm not just leaving it in my gelosia so that you can clearly see the answer. Pause the video to do this question and press play once you're ready. So this question is worded a bit differently. It doesn't say do 3 divided by 8. It says write 3/8 as a decimal. But 3/8, I'm going to write that out. 3 over 8, 3/8 means what? What do you think that means? So what it actually means is 3 divided by 8. Remember, this symbol divide looks like that because it's something over something. The divide symbol means something over something. So 3 over 8 means 3 divided by 8. So which number goes inside the bus stop? Say your answer to the video. Hopefully you've said that it's 3. Now, people make a big mistake here, and they often put the 8 inside the bus stop by mistake. So here's a chant so that you don't go wrong. The number on the top goes in the bus stop. I'm going to say the first part, you're going to say the second part. The number on the top, hopefully you said goes in the bus stop. Let's do that again. The number on the top, the number on the top, and I'm going to do it all by myself. The number on the top goes in the bus stop. So I put the 3 inside the bus stop and the 8 outside, and then I do my division. So 8 into 3 I can't do, so I have to write a 0. What do you think I do next? Say your answer to the video. I now need to add a decimal point here. Don't forget to do it here as well, and add a 0. I'm now doing, I can carry the 3, I'm now doing 8 into 30. 8 into 30 goes 3 times, because 8 times 3 is 24. The remainder will be 6 to get up to 30. 8 into 60 is 7, because 8 times 7 is 56. The remainder will be 4. And finally, 8 into 40 is 5. So the final answer is 0.375. If you got that one wrong, I recommend that you have a go at working out what 5/8 is as a decimal. Pause the video while you try that now and press play once you're ready. If you've done it correctly, you should have got the answer 0.625. Have a go at these questions, pause the video while you do it, and press play once you're ready. So these questions involve dividing by decimals, and this is a bit more tricky because we need to sort out those decimals first. So the way to do that is we write the division as something over something. So 14 divided by 0.2 becomes 14 over 0.2. We're then allowed to multiply top and bottom of this fraction by the same thing. So we need to ask ourselves, what should we multiply 0.2 by to make it into an integer? So say to your video what you think you need to multiply 0.2 by to turn it into an integer. Hopefully you said that you need to multiply it by 10. If you said you need to multiply it by 5, that would also work, but it's not the most sensible way to do it. We just divide it by 10 so that we get 2. But because we've times by 10 to get 2. But because we've times that by 10, we need to times the top by 10 as well. That gives us 140. Now we've got 140 over 2. 140 divided by 2 is 70. If you got that one wrong, pause the video to try question B and then press play once you're ready. So let's do question B together now. So the first thing to do is write it out as 109.2 over 0.7. What do you think the next step is? Say your answer to the video. Hopefully you've said that we need to multiply top and bottom by 10 here. So 0.7 multiplied by 10 will be 7, and 109.2 multiplied by 10 will be 1092. Now this isn't one that I can do in my head, so I'm going to write it out as a division. Which number goes in the bus stop? Hopefully you've said it's 1092 because the number at the top, I very much hope you said goes in the bus stop. The number at the top, the number at the top, the number at the top goes in the bus stop. So 1092 divided by 7. So 7 into 1 we can't do. 7 into 10 is 1, remainder 3. 7 into 39 is 5, remainder 4. And 7 into 42 is 6. So the final answer is 156. If you got that one wrong, I recommend that you pause the video before doing, pause the video to do question C and then press play once you're ready. We're going to go through question C now. So my first step is to write it out how. Say your answer to the video. So the first step is to write it out as 0.435 over 1.5. What should I do next? So I need to make this number on the bottom, 1.5, into an integer. To do that, I need to multiply it by 10, which means I also need to multiply the top by 10. What is 0.435 times 10? Say your answer to the video now. Hopefully you've said that it's 4.35. Now we're going to do 4.35 divided by 15. I don't know the 15 times tables off by heart, so I'm just going to write them out. Do it with me. What's 1 times 15? 15. What's 2 times 15? 30. What's 3 times 15? 45. What's 4 times 15? 60. Pause the video to write out the whole list up to 10 times 15 and press play once you're ready. So I'm going to do the rest of the list now so you can check that you're right. So it's 75, then 90, then 105, then 120, then 135, then 150. So now we can do the division. Which number goes inside the bus stop? Hopefully you've said it's 4.35 because the number at the top goes in the bus stop. So 15. 15 into 4 we can't do, so we put a 0. Don't forget to put the decimal point here. Carry the 4. 15 into 43 goes twice, which makes 30. 2 times 15 is 30, so the remainder is going to be 13. That's a big remainder, but it doesn't matter because 15 into 135 goes exactly 9 times, so we get a perfect answer of 0.29. Have a go at this question, pause the video while you do it and press play once you're ready. So this is a nice question where you have to really understand Gelosia to be able to find out what the answers are. So there's multiple orders in which you can go through these questions. I'm just going to do it the way which seems most natural to me. So the first thing I'm going to do is figure out E, and that's just because I can see that 2 times 2 equals 4. If 2 times 2 equals 4, then E must be 0. I'm going to put that 0 over here so that I can actually see the change that I've done. The next thing I'm going to do is, what's the next thing I can do? So here we go. 2 times B equals 6. So if 2 times B equals 6, that means that B must be 3. So now I know that B is 3. Now that I know that B is 3, I can work out what C is, because 3 times 6 is 18. So C must be 1. I can also work out A, because A times 2 makes 0, 2. So if A times 2 makes 2, A must be 1. So A is 1. Now I know that 1 times 3 makes 0D. Well, 1 times 3 is 3, which means D must be 3. And finally, I can work out F. Now, there is a very common mistake that people make with F. They write down that F is 8. F is not 8. If you wrote that F is 8, try and work out why. Pause the video while you try and work it out, and then press play once you're ready. So the reason F is not 8 is because you need to add the diagonals starting from the right. When we do that, we have 2, which makes 2. We then have 8 plus 1 plus 2. What is 8 plus 1 plus 2? Hopefully you've said that 8 plus 1 plus 2 is 11, which means we'd be putting a 1 here and then carrying the remainder 1, which means there's now an extra 1 in this column here. Sorry about that. There's an extra 1 in this column here, which means when we add it together, we're actually adding 1 plus 3 plus 0 plus 4 plus 1. And that makes a total of 9, which means F is 9. My recommendation is, after doing a problem like this, check that you've got it right. And the best way to check that you've got it right is to just actually do the multiplication. So this is claiming that 216 times 32 makes 6,912. Well, let's find out. Let's do it ourselves. So we're going to make a 2 by 3 grid. We're going to put in the diagonals. We're going to write in 216. we're going to write in 32, and then we're going to check, does it work? So do the times tables with me. What's 6 times 3? 18. What's 6 times 2? 12. What's 1 times 3? 3. What's 1 times 2? 2. What's 2 times 3? 6. And what's 2 times 2? 4. Let's add the diagonals now. So the first diagonal, you've just got 2, so that makes 2. What's 8 plus 1 plus 2? Hopefully you've said 11, so we put the 1 here and carry the 1. What's 1 plus 3 plus 0 plus 4 plus 1? Hopefully you've said that that's 9. Add up the next diagonal, please. The next diagonal is 6, and the final diagonal is just a 0. So the final answer is 6,912. We can then check that everything in our question matches. So is A 1? Yes, it is. A is 1. Is B 2? Sorry, is B 3? Well, yeah, because I put it as 3. Is C 1? Yep, C is 1. Is D 3? Yep, D is 3. Is E 0? Yep, E is 0. And is F 9? Yep, F is 9. So that's a really good way to check your own working. I hope this video was helpful. Please do like the video and subscribe to get more videos on Key Stage 3 Maths.